What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the coaching channel. I am Coach Kevin, and I help people to become the best version of themselves by transforming their physiques, updating their belief system, and helping them to achieve whatever that it is that they want to achieve in their lives. Today's coaching topic is going to be how to properly set up a lean bulk. How can we maximize the amount of muscle that we gain while minimizing the fat gain? And I see a lot of people who are new to lifting who are setting themselves up for failure and ruining their already pretty much aesthetic physique because they are eating everything in sight. And from a past era of bodybuilding, there have been myths that are still alive today that in order to gain muscle efficiently that you have to gain a lot of additional fat gain, but that is simply not true. The only thing you are doing is simply making your body unattractive and also setting yourself up for failure because you will have a harder time dieting down. And that will not only be physically more demanding but also mentally more draining. So how do we go about it? And if you already have a decently aesthetic physique, even if you don't have a lot of muscle mass, believe me guys, having a low body fat percentage is already half of the work in having a great looking physique, because no matter how much muscle that you carry on your frame, if it is covered by a big layer of fat, you will simply never look aesthetic. I have made this mistake and I don't want you to make this mistake. So how do we go about it? How do we set up our plan of action to gain muscle efficiently and to minimize the risk of getting too fat? That is, guys, by simply adopting a small calorie surplus. In order to gain muscle efficiently, you do have to be in a calorie surplus, but that calorie surplus doesn't have to be that big. You see, you can only gain about 4 pounds per month as a newbie lifter. And when I say 4 pounds per month, I mean of pure lean muscle mass. And that is if your genetics are allowing that, if you have good muscle building genetics. For most people new to lifting, that will be between 2 and 4 pounds of lean muscle per month. If you are already an experienced lifter or already have put some muscle on your frame by lifting for a couple of years or having been in bulking cutting periods in the past, that rate of muscle gain will likely be slower and will likely be not as going to be as fast as somebody who has untapped newbie gains left in the tank. So the calorie surplus that you have to eat more upon your daily maintenance calories is about 200. Because when you eat 200 additional calories each and every day, you will most likely gain weight in a slow fashion, but the quality of the weight that you will gain will be great. You will gain about 80 to 90% of muscle weight, and the rest will be in the form of glycogen, water, and a little bit of fat. But because the rate of muscle to fat gain is that great, that's why you gain 80 to 90% of the weight muscle weight, you will simply be bigger, more aesthetic, and you can even lower your body fat percentage. In the way, because of the ratio of muscle that you will carry compared to the amount of weight that you will carry from fat on your body, your body fat percentage can even improve even on a lean bulk if you do things properly. And the goal is not to gain weight as fast as possible. The goal is to gain quality weight and to make your body more aesthetic. And you will have a way easier time dieting down as well after your lean bulk has been completed, because the majority of the weight that you have gained is muscle, and the little bit of fat that you have gained will be easily shed by being in a small calorie deficit. So, guys, the key factor that you have to imprint into your mind if you want to gain muscle efficiently without risking too much fat gain is adopt a small calorie surplus of about 200 calories per day. Now, I do have to say there will become a point in time where you stop gaining weight, and that is normal. That is called metabolic adaptation. When you eat an additional 200 calories for a certain period of time where you have gained strength and you have gained a little bit of muscle weight, your body will say, okay, we are adapting to the calories that we are getting each and every day. So you will reach a weight plateau where you won't gain additional weight. So in order to gain weight again, in order to gain muscle again, I would apply the same strategy. I would bump up the calories by 100 to 200 again. Adopt a small calorie surplus in order to gain weight again and to crush that weight gain plateau. So by doing that, we will again set our body, give our body the building blocks for additional muscle growth, but we will minimize the risk of gaining too much fat because we are in that small of a calorie surplus. What I would advise, guys, is that, listen, if you are already overweight or you already carry too much body fat on your body, eating more calories, even if it's 200 additional calories per day on lean bulk, isn't going to do you a lot of favors because you already carry too much fat. So what I would advise for you guys to do is first lean down to between 8 and 12% body fat. That will be the sweet spot where most people will have a decently aesthetic physique, even if they don't carry a lot of muscle mass on their bodies. And that will be the sweet spot for body composition purposes. If you are at 8 to 12% body fat, you will already be fairly lean, and when you then go on a lean bulk with a small calorie surplus, an optimal intake of protein of about 0.8 grams of protein per pound of body weight, and are performing a properly designed resistance training routine where you are focusing on progressing on the key compound movements, then I can guarantee you that you will end up being more aesthetic, stronger, more athletic, and you won't have a lot of body fat to shed when you are going on a cut. You will simply be a better, more aesthetic version of yourself. So it's actually pretty simple, guys. It's pretty simple, but you have to know it. And don't be influenced by people who say, oh, bro, just eat whatever you see, bro. You just have to get big because you eat big. That's utter bullshit. You are limited to a certain amount of muscle that you can gain each and every month, and the longer you have been into the lifting game, the slower that rate of muscle gain will be. So don't be a fool, don't set yourself up to failure, and don't listen to people who don't have any understanding of how the body works. Be in a small caloric surplus of about 200 each and every day. Eat 0.8 grams of protein per pound of body weight each and every day, and lift with a properly designed resistance training routine where you focus on getting stronger on big compound exercises. And you will notice that when you are even in small caloric surplus, that you will experience progressive overload. You will see your strength going up, you will see your muscles being fuller, you will see your shirts being tighter because of the additional muscle weight that you've gained. And slow and steady wins the race, guys. The weight on the scale means nothing. It doesn't matter if you gained 20 pounds if the majority of that weight is fat. So focus on quality over quantity. That is key. And always remember that the key to being aesthetic, the key to having an aesthetic body is to gain relative strength. Strength in comparison to your body weight and carrying just the right amount of muscle mass, but especially maintaining a low body fat percentage. You don't have to go into extremes like bodybuilders for their shows, but I'm talking about 8 to 12% body fat. That will be the sweet spot for most people. So guys, I hope you've gotten value out of this video. If you did, please like and subscribe to the channel. If you can help anybody who can benefit from hearing this information, by all means share the video, because I want to get this information out to as many people as possible. Because I want to help as many people as possible and make them feel good and let them evolve into the best version of themselves. So don't be a fool, don't listen to people who have been in the game for a long time but have made lots of mistakes already and keep making the same mistakes, because I see people in gyms right now doing the exact same thing, and they go through these grueling dieting periods and then they are getting fat again and all their work has been for nothing. So guys, be smart, work smart, and simply do it the right way. Eating more will not result in more muscle gains, it will simply result in more fat gains and a harder time dieting down. So just to recap the video, a small 200 calorie surplus each and every day, 0.8 grams of protein per pound of body weight, and getting progressively stronger on your key compound movements. That is the key to a lean bulk. And if you plateau, bump up the calories by 100 to 200 again until you see quality weight gain again, of muscle gains. And once you reach the point that you are satisfied with the amount of weight that you've gained, that you are carrying a lot of muscle mass, additional muscle mass, and you start seeing your body fat creeping up a little bit higher, then it is time to go on a cut, and you will have a way easier time dieting down again because you won't have gained as much additional fat as somebody who has set himself up for failure by being on a dirty bulk. So guys, please subscribe, like, share the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, you guys.